Thank you to REDMAGIC for sponsoring today's video. The best gaming phone somehow got even better. This is the REDMAGIC 10S Pro, and it is without a doubt the coolest smartphone I have ever gotten to use. Not only is it an amazing gaming phone with features that will make you so good you're literally gonna feel like you're cheating, but it also has an excellent camera, an amazing battery life, built-in cooling system with a literal internal fan, and so many other cool features that make everyday phone use as good as when you're gaming. What's up, guys? I'm ExxotikGaming, and today I'm going to give you the full rundown, everything you need to know, as well as my review of the latest and greatest smartphone from REDMAGIC, the REDMAGIC 10S Pro, which I have been using for a while now, playing all of my favorite games, testing as many different features as I could find, and really pushing the phone to its limits. If you're a mobile gamer or just somebody that wants the absolute best performance out of a smartphone, this phone is on another level. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for some more device reviews like this. There's another one coming out very soon. And if you'd like to get this phone for yourself, I'll have a link down below in the description. But before you do that, watch this video and really see if this phone is for you. So to begin with the unboxing, REDMAGIC always does a fantastic job with their packaging, and you know you're getting awesome gaming tech the second you see that box. When you first open it up, you have a little package complete with a SIM tool, some warranty information, and most impressively, a case. That's one thing I really like about REDMAGIC compared to some of these other smartphone companies. Other companies will make you buy a case separately. With the REDMAGIC phones, you literally get it right in the box with your phone. So yeah, underneath that, you have the phone itself. Mine isn't in the packaging because I'm doing this unboxing after the fact. I couldn't wait to record this, dude. I unboxed it a long time ago, okay? You have an 80-watt fast charger and that signature REDMAGIC red cable. The phone comes in 3 different colors: Nightfall, Moonlight, and Dusk. I have the Dusk version, and I have the 16GB RAM, 512GB ROM model. And I think that slightly transparent back with that RGB lighting is just awesome, dude. It looks so cool. They do such a good job with the design of the phone on the exterior. It's got that futuristic cyberpunk feel that REDMAGIC is known for, and it feels super premium in your hands. I actually like how it's a little bit more subdued compared to past models. You can see them in comparison right here. This is the newest one. It still looks like a gaming phone, don't get me wrong, but it stands out a little less, and I like that, right? You can take it out in public and less people are going to be staring at your phone. But it's got no camera bump. It's got that nice flat back, which is comfortable and perfect for your long gaming sessions. Now, let's get into the specs because this thing is absolutely insane, even better than past REDMAGIC devices. Inside this phone, you got the new Snapdragon 8 Elite leading version chipset, which is basically the most powerful chip you can get on a smartphone right now. It's clocked up to 4.47 gigahertz with a GPU running at 1200 megahertz and a 40% boost in AI performance compared to last gen. It has up to 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5T RAM and up to 1 terabyte of UFS 4.1 Pro storage. So moral of the story, you're never going to be running out of space or speed. Apps open instantly, multitasking is extremely smooth, and load times in any of your favorite games are basically non-existent. You don't have to try very hard to see very noticeable improvements between past models and this latest 10S Pro, and that's on top of the fact that the past models were already the best of the best, right? It's not like I'm saying those models were bad phones, okay? I know a lot of people out there are gonna be like, well, why would I get the 10S Pro if I can get the 10 Pro or maybe even the 9 Pro at a very discounted price? And while I still agree, those phones are still fantastic. They're still the best of the best. They're gonna run any of your favorite games at max graphics and max frames, no issue whatsoever. When you start to look at things like the battery life and how your phone is going to live up, many years in the future, that's where I would say it's still worth getting the latest and greatest model, the 10S Pro. It's going to have the longest amount of support in the future, and it's going to last the longest, so you're not going to have to get a new phone sooner. And when it comes to some of the most intensive tasks, like emulating a PC game, for instance, you're actually going to notice a very big difference between like the 10S Pro and the 9S Pro, for instance. But hey, getting back to the review overview here, what really sets the XS Pro apart from all the competition is its cooling system. REDMAGIC has always been the very best at keeping its phones cool, but they've taken it to a whole new extreme with this model. The new Ice X cooling system uses liquid metal 2.0, which now covers 30% more area and is applied directly to the CPU. That means this thing gets up to 5 degrees Celsius lower temperatures compared to the previous models, even during the most intense gaming sessions. There's a massive 12,000 square millimeter vapor chamber, graphene and copper layers, and a 23,000 RPM turbofan built into the phone that's as quiet as a whisper at just 4 decibels when it's on. And like I said, the previous models already had fantastic cooling systems. You go like 4 or 5 models back, and they're still better than any of the other smartphones out there. But it's crazy to me that REDMAGIC still continues to innovate and still add better features to this one compared to the last model. Like, that's just ridiculous to me, and they're probably going to continue getting better and better with that. I've played games like Delta Force Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, Once Human at max graphics, max settings, max everything, and I've never had the phone get hot yet. I don't know how that's possible. You know, every other phone gets hot, not this one. It's just smooth, stable performance all the way from 100% to many hours later when you finally need to charge your phone again. Speaking of that intense gaming, let's talk about the display. This is hands down the best screen I've ever seen on a phone. It's a 6.85-inch AMOLED panel, custom made by BOE, with a 1.5K resolution, 2688 by 1216 pixels. The bezels are extremely thin, giving you a 95.3% screen-to-body ratio, and the peak brightness hits 2000 nits. That means it's super easy to see even in direct sunlight on the hottest days, and literally that screen is just so awesome. It feels like you're just holding a screen in your hand. It doesn't even feel like you're holding a phone in your hand because those bezels are just so thin. The 144 Hz refresh rate is incredibly smooth and perfect for those fast-paced games, and that means with certain games, you can have up to 144 frames while you're playing. That is crazy for a mobile game. It also has a 2500 Hz instant touch sampling rate, which means every touch, swipe, and flick is registered instantly with no delay at all. There's even blue light protection on the screen, which means you can stay up late playing the game and it's not going to mess up your eyes for when you're trying to go to sleep. Battery life is another area where the XS Pro just completely knocks it out of the park. You get a massive 7,050 milliamp hour battery, which is just insane for a phone this thin. I can easily get through full day gaming for many hours, watching YouTube, scrolling through social media, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and like have 50% battery remaining. It's crazy. You can use this thing for multiple days before you have to charge. And when you do need to charge, that 80-watt fast charger gets you from 0 to 100% very, very quickly. But biggest of all, and this is super groundbreaking, I might add, REDMAGIC has charge separation tech, which basically means the battery doesn't overheat while you're playing and charging at the same time. You know, I always tell you in my lag fix videos or best settings videos to never play while you're charging because it completely destroys your phone because your phone's gonna overheat, right? Well, with this phone, they take that into account so you can play while you're charging and it's perfectly fine. Every other phone out there, don't do it. But with the REDMAGIC XS Pro, you can, and that's another benefit to this phone. Now let's talk about the design for a second because I think this phone looks fantastic. The transparent metal body, the customizable RGB, and the super flat back are very gamer-esque, but in a very premium way. The Magic Key on the side is very handy as well. It's this little button that you can program to either launch the game space, you can have it take pictures, take videos, turn on the flashlight, or even do real-time translation. And the dual 520 Hz shoulder triggers are a game changer for some of the most intense shooting games like Call of Duty Mobile and Delta Force. They're super responsive with customizable RGB lighting, and you can map them to any button on your screen to turn your phone into a controller. But hey, audio is another area where REDMAGIC didn't hold back. You get dual 1115K stereo speakers with DTS X Ultra surround sound, 3 microphones for crystal clear comms, and even a 3.5mm headphone jack because yes, believe it or not, some of us still like to plug things into our phone. We don't only want to use Bluetooth, and I'm still mad at companies for removing the headphone jack on their phones. The sound from your speakers is loud, immersive, and it makes it pretty easy for you to hear footsteps, for instance. And it's pretty much one of the only phones out there that has good enough sound that I can say you don't necessarily have to play with headphones. Obviously, if you want to have the best gaming experience, you need to have headphones. It's going to make it much easier to hear enemies. But if you don't have them, they're going to be good enough. And most phones, you can't say that. Now, moving on to the cameras. Cameras on most gaming phones are usually an afterthought, but not here. The XS Pro has dual 50 megapixel rear cameras, a main sensor with optical image stabilization, and a wide-angle lens, plus a 2 megapixel helper. Photos are sharp, vibrant, and they even do well in low light settings, which I'm very impressed to say for a gaming phone. The 16 megapixel front-facing camera is good enough for selfies or if you're streaming your mobile games with a face cam, and believe it or not, that front-facing camera is actually under display. They've been doing this for the past couple of phones, and they've gotten even better with this model. Look at this. You can barely even tell there's a front-facing camera there, and that's the whole point. When you're playing a game, obviously you don't care about the front-facing camera. You don't even know it's there. It's not like other phones where there's this massive cutout or this hole punch, and it kind of obscures what you're seeing on your game, right? Well, with this one, it's under the display, and you're only going to see that front-facing camera when you actually need to use it. Now let's get on to the software, because REDMAGIC's Game Space is honestly the best gaming hub I've ever seen on a smartphone. You slide that switch and you're in a dedicated gaming environment where you can tweak performance, GPU settings, network optimization, and so much more. There's a whole suite of programs, customizable crosshairs for FPS games, a sound equalizer to make footsteps easier to hear, scout mode for zooming in on distant enemies, and even various filters like night vision, which make it much easier to see enemies. You can record gameplay, take quick notes, and even track your gacha pulls or match stats right from your lock screen. The Energy Cube lets you fine-tune your power consumption and touch sensitivity for each and every game that you play, and the RGB lighting on the back can be tuned to react to in-game events, so it feels like you're more immersed in the game. You have an incredible amount of different settings and customizable options within the Game Space tab, way more than just the few features I talked about right now, and you could honestly spend hours going through every different thing that they offer for you. Needless to say, this is why I say this phone is the closest thing you can get legally to cheating in mobile games. It's beautiful because you're not cheating. You're just using the features that the phone has for you, but it's gonna make you so much better than everybody else. Why wouldn't you want to use this thing, especially if you're a competitive mobile gamer? This is literally the ultimate gaming tool. If you utilize its features the right way, you're basically gonna be unstoppable, okay? But hey, let's not forget about AI, all right? We have to talk about AI. There's Google Gemini built directly into the phone, so you can get real-time translation, AI photo search, image editing, and even AI-powered chat right on your phone itself. It's super useful for communicating with teammates from around the world who might speak different languages, or just making your day-to-day tasks easier. This is just one of many reasons why this phone is actually a good everyday phone, not just a good gaming phone, all right? Connectivity is top-notch too. You get dual SIM support, 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, USB 3.2 Gen 2, NFC with Google Pay, and advanced Wi-Fi and GPS options. Whether you're gaming at home or on the go, you're always connected with ultra-low latency and blazing fast speeds. There are even special modes for elevators or high-speed trains to keep your signal stable no matter where you end up going. So, how does it perform in mobile games? In one word, flawlessly. I could go 5 generations back and still say the phone performs flawlessly. They're just improving on an already almost perfect product. I've tested everything from Call of Duty Mobile to Delta Force, Pixel Gun 3D to Pokemon Go, and even some emulators. Every game I've tested, I've ran at max settings with max graphics. I've had stable frames and no lag whatsoever. The shoulder triggers give you a huge advantage in many different shooting games, especially if you're used to controllers. And the customizable plugins allow you to just be so much better in any game that you end up playing. The phone stays cool, the battery lasts forever, and the screen just makes everything look incredible. Even after hours of gaming, there's no slowdown, no overheating, just pure uninterrupted fun. Compared to last year's REDMAGIC 10 Pro, the 10S Pro is a big upgrade in many different ways. The new chip is faster, the cooling is more efficient, the battery is bigger, and the software is smarter. The design is sleeker, and the overall experience is just more refined. Even if you already have a REDMAGIC phone, you might seriously want to consider this thing. And if you're coming from a different smartphone brand, prepare to have your mind just completely blown away because you are not prepared for how many different features this thing has. It is ridiculous. Plain and simple, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I've used REDMAGIC devices for over 6 years for every single one of my mobile gaming videos, and I have never had an issue with them. I've had issues with other gaming phone brands, including the biggest competitor to REDMAGIC, but I've not had any issues with REDMAGIC devices, and I use them every single day. To wrap things up, the REDMAGIC 10S Pro is literally the best gaming phone you can buy right now. It's got the power, the cooling, the battery life, the display, and the features to satisfy even the most hardcore mobile gamers. But it's also a fantastic everyday phone with great cameras, awesome audio, and a super premium feel both on the outside when you're holding your phone and on the inside when you're actually messing around with the software. Whether you're a pro gamer, a streamer, or just somebody that wants the best of the best, this phone delivers in every single way, and I am very, very satisfied with it. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, check the link in the description below, and let me know down below in the comments any other questions you might have that I didn't talk about regarding the 10S Pro. I'd like to answer as many questions as possible so you guys know everything you need to know about this phone. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this review, subscribe for some more videos like this, and make sure to turn on notifications because I will be reviewing more REDMAGIC devices in the future, and you don't want to miss out on those. Thanks guys for staying until the end, and I will see you all in the next episode.